a lot of.
So we can safely call you reverse coconut.
Yes, that's perfect. I like it.
So tell us, what was it like being? I don't know if that's really a racist sort of remark, but being a white-skinned girl in growing up in India and a woman also. What was it like? Any experiences?
I really was this odd kid because I had really blonde hair as a kid and white, and I was in a small village called Periyamudalla Chavadi. So everyone.
Even I can't say that.
South Indian proper, for me it was. I think as a very young child, I don't remember being discriminated by the other kids. I think it was more the adults and how adults looked at you and separated you. And of course, with puberty and everything, you being the white girl, when my friends and I would go to Koechlin beach or, one of these hippie areas, it was always me who got asked for the drugs or, hit on by the guy because I was, seen as that Baywatch Ladki or whatever. They have a reference of what a white girl should be like. So I had to, and then I would give it back, in Tamil, and they'd be like, then they'd get even more excited, which was not good. So I had to fight my way through that stereotype. But I think even whatever your skin color, just being a girl, the gaze is so strong in India, the male gaze. You're constantly thinking about how you're stepping out. When I go to New York in the summer, I don't need to wear a bra. And it's such a liberating feeling, And here, you won't even think of it. You limit yourself all the time because, I'm going to Lucknow. Okay, I'm going to take my salwar, So we have to limit ourselves because of things, but. In a way, I also think you have to consciously make an effort to be like, no, I have to be sensible, but I also have to be myself, and draw some lines there and push those limits of who you are, what you want to represent. I think it's really a constant effort for a woman to have to do that.
Sandeep, moving on to you. You said you grew up in a family of very empowered women, so I'm sure. Even if I don't know where you grew up. Which city did you grow up in?
So I was born in Bhopal, and my dad was in BHL.
This is pertaining to the whole country. You all see it all the time. Where women are suppressed or an incident, something that you want to talk about, and especially being from an empowered house where you have women who are so powerful, so strong. I grew up with a lot of powerful, strong women around me, and some of the things that used to happen around me used to really bother me.
So for me, I would like to give two examples. One was which a very positive example, and this happened just a month back when I was in Punjab. So my grandparents are in Punjab. So my Mausi, my aunt actually, she's invested close to, 50 lakhs per granddaughter. She has two granddaughters. Both of them have gone to Canada for studies. And she was talking to them. I just went, I went because it's very difficult to get time. So I'd gone to, my mother was there, so I had to go and get her back. So I entered the house, and she was talking to a granddaughter in Canada. She's studying there. She's working at airport during 3 hours what she get. And I was asking, why did you send your granddaughters to, Canada? You are living in a very small village in Punjab, wherein everybody is looking at, marrying of the daughters after some basic education and all. She said, I'm very clear, for me, because she herself was a librarian. And she is very clear in her thought that for a family evolution to happen in the right way, it's very, very important that everyone is empowered. So the two granddaughters, she's invested close to 1 crore on them because the study, that's the kind of amount you have to invest when the kids have to go and study in Canada. And then she was talking to them, finish your study, and then you have to get you have to apply for your medicine course in US. So, sitting in a small corner, I see a woman empowering, a lady who is around 75, 80 is empowering her granddaughters because she believes that, she may have another 10, 15 years, but she wants the family evolution forever to happen in a very, very positive way. This is a very happy, positive example. There are examples where I could see one side of my relative, really not allowing the daughters to study and then marrying them off. And then you see, when you speak to your cousin sisters, when you go and talk to them, you feel, okay, they were here, they lived a life, but not a kind of life.
Let's stick to happy stories. Let's stick to good stories and
power
stories.
In fact, when we were discussing this campaign, I said, this is a very happy example on this. Please, do something around this. And this is all, so we were looking at examples, positive example, because that's how we want to convey to the audience that, we have to contribute. Today, talking is something, but eventually, as a brand, as a citizen of the country, we have to do our bit. and that's very important.
Some background to that. About around the time that we wrapped turning 30, I was at my village, which is in district Fatehgarh Sahib. Sandeep would know that. And I, was talking to the local DC. We were having a conversation about what's going on, and I was shocked to find out that my district, as per the 2001 census, had the lowest sex ratio in all of India.
Wow.
And that somehow, I was 30 then, and it really shook me up, because here I was with all the opportunity in the world from this village, and I didn't seem to think there was anything in the world that could limit me. And yet the same district that I belonged to, Fatehgarh Sahib, had the lowest sex ratio. And that really got me anxious and stressed, and I figured I need to do something about it. And that's when I set up this foundation called the Colonel Shamsher Singh Foundation. It was named after my grandfather, who was then living. And because I just felt, if nothing else, I need to start doing something about it. It's called, what I call it, the guilt and privilege that one carries of accident of birth. Because if it weren't for accident of birth, I probably would have been born in a different home in the same village Mahadiya, and maybe I would have been producing a lot of girls trying to try for a boy, or maybe worse, not letting them be born. And that was the reality of that area. Fortunately for us, and not because of anything that society at large has contributed to, but another district has now beaten us, so we're no longer the lowest sex ratio in the country. But that for me was the inflection point where I decided to get down and do something about it in my own limited capacity, because I felt the accident of birth was the reason where I was, not because of there being a uniform playing field. So that's, we work specifically on gender equality. We take accomplished women like Meghna, like Kalki, to talk to women in villages, because they feel when they grow old, who will take care of them. And the whole idea is to try and reach out to them. We do public-private partnership with the district health authorities to try and get this message across. It's a long message going, but yes, I think it's beginning to show results. A lot of people are now investing in education. There is a man in my village who is a daily wage mason, and I got chatting with him. There was some work going on. I was at the village again for some foundation work. And so I said, what's going on? Catching up in Punjabi. So he said, I want to marry my daughter, and the family that we identified, because it's so rare to find an eligible bachelor in Punjab today who's not addicted to drugs. So he said, I found this boy, but he wants a Scorpio. So he said, what? I'm going to raise that money, but I'm going to send my daughter to study with that money. So he was also looking for ways in which to send his daughter overseas, and he was trying to work things out, and there were other NGOs that stepped forward to help. But here is a man who understood the requirement that rather than raise all this money and go into debt, I'm a daily wage mason, I might as well raise this money and invest in my daughters rather than buy that Scorpio, which will not achieve much.
Stories that still exist in our country. So I'm going to open it up to all you guys. Anyone wants to ask any of our panelists any questions, want to say anything about? There you go, great.